Did they just find a new Earth? The universe is enormous, filled with millions of galaxies and planets, most of which are uninhabitable and hostile to life. Out of which, our Earth is the only known planet that possesses living organisms within its atmosphere in our solar system. The summers get hot and the winters get cold, and it's known to hurl a few catastrophic natural disasters our way every now and then. But there is nowhere else in the solar system that could house us as our Earth does. But because of climate change, nuclear warfare, scarcity of resources, and numerous other things, this planet is getting destroyed, and scientists are attempting to make us multiplanetary by discovering a new home, Earth 2.0. Before we jump into the video, make sure you have smashed the subscribe button and hit the bell so that you never miss out on any of our videos. In school, we used to study 9 planets, but since Pluto was knocked out of the Planet Club in 2006 by the International Astronomical Union, which degraded Pluto's status to dwarf planet, the number was reduced to 8. This indicates that only rocky planets in the inner solar system and gas giants in the outer solar system will be classified as planets. But nevertheless, scientists have discovered a new secret planet in our solar system, and it now looks like that number will revert to 9. Not only that, but it's plausible that this secret 9th planet can be Earth 2.0, as it resembles our own planet. Yes, you heard it right. It resembles our planet Earth and has left scientists baffled and confused about the existence of the newly discovered planet. A group of scientists claim that they had discovered the secret planet X circling the Sun using mathematical calculations in January 2015. This was the starting point for the search for the 9th planet, but not everyone acknowledged them. In 1983, astronomer Michael Rowan Robinson of Imperial College London evaluated data from the infrared astronomical satellite and uncovered sources for Planet 9, a tiny and frigid object located 20 billion miles from Earth. However, in order to qualify as a planet suitable for life, it must meet certain conditions, and the researchers were looking for specific characteristics similar to our planet. They made a list of characteristics that they used to qualify a planet to be superhabitable. Now, what is a superhabitable planet? A superhabitable planet is one that might support a civilization similar to ours, if not better than ours. In simple words, it can be described as a hypothetical type of exoplanet or exomoon that is better suited than Earth for the birth and evolution of life. The concept was first proposed by Renee Heller and John Armstrong in 2014. But what makes a planet superhabitable? What are the elements that allow life to flourish the most? A planet that is superhabitable would have a greater concentration of clouds and more rainfall. Because of the increased air density, precipitation, temperature, and stellar flux compared to Earth, the vegetation on such a planet would be substantially different. Although researchers accepted the planets that are rocky and orbit inside the host star's habitable zone, or the area surrounding a star that allows liquid water to exist in the list, researchers also looked for a Goldilocks zone, or a location that is neither too hot nor too cold, to determine which planets may be dubbed superhabitable. At least one additional planet occurs in an unexpected place in some of the finest computer-generated models of the solar system's early days, says planetary scientist Brett Gladman of the University of British Columbia, who is also one of the authors who published this review. Professor Michael Rowan Robinson and his team delved into the archives in hopes of finding the old data that would prove the planet's existence. Finally, after multiple attempts to prove the existence of Planet 9, the astronomers were able to discover 3 plausible sources for the existence of the mysterious planet between June, July, and September of 1983, using criteria consistent with the mystery planet and modern computational capabilities. As per the re-examined data, the satellite identified an object moving across the sky near the galactic plane in the solar system. According to astronomer Scott Tremaine of the Institute for Advanced Study, in around half of the situations, all of the Mars-scale planets in the outer solar system are expelled into interstellar space. Rowan Robinson explained in his preprint paper that he carried out a search for Planet 9 in the IRAS, or Infrared Astronomical Satellite, data at the distance range proposed for Planet 9. He then went on to explain that the signature would be a 60-micron unidentified IRAS point source with an associated nearby source from the IRAS, which received only a single-hour confirmation. He said, I have analyzed the unexplained sources in 3 IRAS 60-micron catalogs, and some of them may be identified with 2 mass galaxies, galactic sources, or as Sirius. Rowan Robinson acknowledges that the object may be Planet 9, but it could just be the noise from these clouds. According to the research, that region's points are influenced by galactic Sirius's filamentary wispy clouds that shine in the far infrared. Because the object goes through 3 time points, its orbital period around the Sun can be estimated but not accurately enough. Planet 9 is believed to be 5 to 10 times larger than Earth and to orbit the Sun up to 800 times further away than our planet. Earlier this year, a review report was published in the Annual Review of Astronomy and Astrophysics. The study presents a good overview of the current state of research into the structure and origin of our solar system's Kuiper Belt, also known as the Trans-Neptunian region. It also reviewed the dynamical features of the Kuiper Belt, which is an area of space that stretches from beyond Neptune to interstellar space. If so, a search at visible and near-infrared wavelengths in the annulus of radius 2.5 to 4 degrees centered on the 1983 position would be useful to find whether Planet 9 exists or not. Rowan stated that dynamical studies are required to determine whether such an object is consistent with the ephemerides of other solar system objects and whether this object can account for the clustering of Kuiper Belt dwarf planet orbits. Rowan Robinson concludes in his paper that this is unlikely to be a genuine detection, but the possibility does imply that it could be used to model where the planet might be now in order to conduct a more targeted search in the quest to confirm or rule out its existence. Between the Sun and the asteroid belt, the solar system has a relatively simple structure with 4 rocky inner planets followed by gas and ice giants in the first zone. The second zone consists of dwarf planets as Pluto and Eris, followed by Neptune in the third zone. This precise size symmetry didn't happen by accident, as there were previous groupings of planets, some of which we can no longer locate. Dwarf planets and smaller objects beyond Neptune, such as comets, originated closer to the Sun before venturing out due to the gravitational boost that knocked them far out. These primordial objects are constructed of different materials than the other things in the solar system and have extended inclined orbits. The 4 outer giants used to orbit the Sun at different distances and possibly in a different order. But due to collision, 1 or more rocky planets the size of Earth and Mars were blasted into outer space. According to researchers, this may be the site of the long-lost Earth twin. Or it could be that there is no planet out there at all, but it's worth looking into. Mike Brown, an astronomer at the California Institute of Technology, predicted the existence of Planet 9 in 2016, although they are far from the first to think that an unknown planet lies in the solar system's outer bank. Brown believes that Planet 2.0 will be discovered in our own solar system before sophisticated next-generation telescopes are accessible. Perhaps the elusive world can be detected in data that astronomers currently have, but we must wait for future missions that will ultimately discover Earth 2.0. Yep, that's all for today's episode, folks. And if you liked the video, make sure to hit the thumbs up button. And if you are looking for more interesting content, then hit the subscribe button for future updates.